Hello, my name is Sophia Hotung. Wow, I started that super hyper. I have changed my shirt because I am reading chapters of my book, The Unlikely Hong Konger, and we are at part 2. And all of part 1 I read in one sitting in the same shirt, and I was like, you know what? Let's mix things up. Let's put on another boring monochromatic shirt, even though I'm doing this all on the same day, and whatever. Anyways, I will be reading the first chapter of part 2. If I can find it. It's called A Gift for Drawing. If you don't know what any of this is, I will put in the description a little intro and links so you can start from the beginning of this book. But essentially, I'm reading chapters from this book in the build-up to the Hong Kong International Literary Festival. So let's go. It's called A Gift for Drawing. Jojo, Nora, Nick, and I celebrated Christmas 2020 alone, together. With the rest of our families quarantined elsewhere around the globe, we trimmed a tiny tree, played JoJo's cheesy Christmas CD, nibbled gluten-free mince pies, and exchanged gifts. I had been glued to the TV in the living room ever since the US elections in November. Biden's win and the brewing discontent among Trump supporters added drama to my otherwise dull, bedbound life. I would make my way from bed to sofa and sit there for most of the day, still horizontal, but now at least in a different room. I was so weak that this small maneuver was considered progress in my recovery. Watching American news all day, I cross-stitched when I could. Jojo and I had started an expansive cross-stitching project called the Long Dog Pandemic that was starting to feel a bit more cumbersome than we had planned. It would eventually take 4 years to complete. Wrestling with the ginormous Aida canvas, negotiating a dozen pages of gridded patterns, and untangling flosses, all in slightly varying shades of blue, overwhelmed me to the point of giving up. Getting downstairs used up 90% of a day's energy. I was in no state to use up the remaining 10% on cross-stitching. On Christmas Day, Jojo and I unwrapped our gifts in the living room. She had gifted me an iPad and an Apple Pencil. Jojo is a gifted gift giver, but this was another level of excellence. I had seen how an iPad could inspire new hobbies. My friend Ada was using one to build an animation portfolio. Shout out to Ada. Another friend, Veronica, shout out to Veronica, had been creating illustrations on Procreate to advertise a podcast we were making with a third friend, Huber, hey Huber, who used an iPad for medical school. Now I had an iPad. What could I do? Also, fun fact, this is the podcast I just referenced. Veronica made this poster. I made this one. Hers was considered the favorite poster. Anyway, that's not in the book. Never mind, I got sidetracked. In the Hallmark movie version of my life, I get to work straight away and begin my illustrious career as an illustrator. In the real-life version, I'm so happy and overwhelmed after opening my gift that I fall into a deep, chronically fatigued slumber and sleep for the rest of Christmas Day until I am awoken to eat microwaved turkey. As I took my 6-hour-long Christmas Day nap, the iPad lay next to me, cushioned in wrapping paper, housed in its box, unaware that in only a few months, it would change my life forever. Okay. So, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting into the part where I actually start making the Hong Konger and stuff like that. So I will see you in the next video. This chapter was called A Gift for Drawing. The next chapter is called No Gift for Drawing.